Top 10 Best FPV Drones of 2021.
Number 10, the GFPV at $1,299. The GFPV is a special drone that is a great first-person introduction to flying. It is a great fun to fly thanks to its imposing video headset, which gives you the feeling of rising like an eagle, like a combination of a fast racing drone and the Mavic Series G. But there are also a few more constraints than the other G drones. The laws on flying FPV drones is a major drawback. But depending on the country you are in, most areas you need a spotter companion to be with you while you are flying, because the G goggles V2 means that the pilot will not have a direct line of sight. If you don't plan to fly solo, however, and don't care, GFPV is a fantastic first-timer option. This G drone with a high speed of 87 miles per hour is quicker and easier than any other G drone, but also has 3 different flight modes for different types of flyers. It is also very impressive 4K video, unlike most FPV drones. The gimbal is only a single axis affair, instead of the 3-axis one that you like DJI Mavic Air 2. But you can also shoot 1080p at a slow-mo framing rate of 120 FPS in order to ensure that the footage is fluid. But if you want automatic flying modes, then the DJI Mavic Air 2 or DJI Mavic 2 Pro are better. This drone is the FPV experience with the additional 4K and 12MP flashcards bonus. It does this very well, but comes with a learning curve and legal restrictions that make for it a little more niche than other G drones. Number 9, the Parrot Anafi at $699. This bug-like, lightweight drone may be small, but its photography chops are one of the most striking. His camera has a vertical range of 180 degrees, which allows him to take photos upwards, something that no other drone can accomplish. It has a 2.8x zoom lens without any reduction in image quality. For selfie fans, Parrot Anafi is a great choice. The Follow Me mode automatically tracks your motions, adjusts them to further photogenic angles in their Smart Drone mode, Orbit, Parabola, Boomerang and Tornado, makes the drone fly around in a number of circles and arcs. The major drawback is the lack of obstacle avoidance by Parrot Anafi, which makes it difficult for new users to recommend. It is also a shame that after you have paid for the drone, a few flight modes are locked as additional in-app purchases. Number 8, the PowerVision PowerEgg X at $1,299. I do not know the gastronomic name. PowerEgg X is a flyer, not a fryer. The aerial orb of PowerVision is characteristic of its capability to fly in the rain and land on the lakes on a market dominated by drones that do not like water. Plastic's waterproof housing affects image quality, but the fact that it can operate in, and float on, a wet substance opens up a variety of creative opportunities. Also, the modular design is versatile. The PowerEgg X is also available as a handheld gimbal camera and a standalone airborne camera that can be installed on a tripod and manually controlled. It is slower to deploy, on the back of the adaptable setup. It may be lightweight, but it takes a couple of minutes to remove the protective case from the body, add the propeller arms and set the control. Quality of the image is also not class-leading. In bright conditions the PowerEgg X produces decent, detailed 4K pictures, but the 12MP 2.8-inch fixed focus CMOS sensor, with its fixed aperture, cannot compete with the Mavic G's drones. Also, in RAW video formats it is currently not possible to record. Nevertheless, the PowerEgg X is one of the best options for short, sharp video sequences in bad weather. Number 7, the DJI Phantom 4 Pro V2.0 at $1,999. The Phantom range from DJI was the series that brought its drones really high, and although the Phantom 4 Pro V.20 isn't the latest model in the list, it remains a great choice for professionals who are in need of something sturdy and reliable for windy conditions. The Phantom 4 Pro V2.0 was launched in 2018 as a major upgrade to Phantom 4 that resulted in significantly improved barrier avoidance and smart flight modes like ActivaTrack. The 20MP 1-inch sensor can also take a spectacular shot in dialogue color profile with raw silver and 4K 60p video. Of course, the Phantom 4 Pro V2.0 is not as convenient to use, as the folding Mavic 2 Pro has a 20MP 1-inch sensor. But it also has a mechanical shutter and a frame rate higher than its sibling. If you need to make quality air silences in video in challenging weather that may be too much for the Mavic 2 Pro, with a good handling and 30 minutes of flight time. Number 6. The Ryze Tello at $119. The Ryze Tello is simple, lightweight and cost-effective, designed for first-time flyers to make a fun drone. In spite of the budget price tag, the Tello offers plenty. The battery serves a good 13 minutes flight time, while light sensors downward allow the Tello to float and perform a few automated tricks. Nose-mounted 5MP camera image quality is less impressive, with a limited dynamic range and noticeable video compression devices. Due to the direct transmission of video to your smartphone, a reduction in connection strength affects the frame rate. Having said that, the app is very easy and makes it a simple way to manage the Tello, which is rewarding with a twin stick setup on the display. The range is 100 meters theoretically, but 30-40 meters is more realistic, which isn't necessarily bad given how even the smallest breeze can blow off the 80 grams Tello. The Ryze Tello is essentially a fun drone to fly on a calm day, to shoot at a fast chop, and to respond to intuitive inputs with ease. The limited range is rather restrictive, but it is the best starter drone to make sure you don't mind chopping video. Number 5. The DJI Mavic Mini at $449. The DJI Mini 2 has now been successful, but this very compact drone will remain on sale, and this is good news for anyone needing a somewhat more affordable, video-graded palm drone. The Mavic Mini is quite competitive, and still lies ahead of any other drone in its weight class compared to its newer sister, the RAW Photograph, OcuSync 2.0 and certain new cars. The Mavic Mini is also very competent. Just as it is a shame on Mini 2, there is no tracking objects or tracking function of ActivaTrack, but if you are just wanting to take your first stage in aerial photography or video, Mavic Mini is a great choice. We'll also keep a close eye on the price tag to see if we move into a supermarket area. Number 4. The DJI Mavic 2 Zoom at $1,199. In addition to one important difference, its camera system, the DJI Mavic 2 Zoom is largely the same as the Mavic 2 Pro. The Zoom combines a smaller 12MP sensor with a 24-48mm optical zoom lens, while both drones are incredibly portable, with the same lightweight, foldable design and a range of highly specs. This means that you can capture close-ups of people like yourselves while keeping the legal and secure distances of 50 meters. Due to a smaller sensor, pixels and videos are less than sufficiently good for professional use, and the f2.8 opening is fixed, but still pictures and videos. The real advantage of this lens is that it unlocks a world of creativity. Range is good, distortion is minimal and control via the partner application is intuitive. In addition, all smart flight modes, including active track or hyperlapse, you would expect from the DJI drone, and decent 30-minute vol time. This is the one you want if you want a drone with zoom. Number 3. The DJI Mini 2 at $499. One of our few complaints about DJI Mavic Mini was it could not make the 4K video, a great successor who remedies it while providing us with a couple of additional treatments. The Mini 2, which is the smallest joint drone in the DJI range, has the same ultra-compact design as previously but comes with a new controller that increases the range and offers more polished flight experience. Like the Mavic Mini, there's a generous range of QUICKSHOT modes that are easy for beginners, which show the drone performs pre-programmed movements. However, with the inclusion of raw photo shots, 4K video means that the boosted 100 Mbps bitrate is reached, for pro snappers. 2. The Mini 2 is certainly not a big step up from the Mavic Mini otherwise, but it is certainly the best compact drone that you can buy. Number 2. The DJI Mavic 2 Pro at $1,599. DJI Mavic 2 Pro is still the best premium drone for several reasons. It has a large sensor, is happy to fly and is portable and travel-friendly with its folding design. The Mavic 2 Zoom and Mavic Mini are worth investigating if you need a zoom or serious portability. But, for those who need a bit more quality than Mavic Air 2, this is a fine all-round. Its 20MP 1-inch sensor is able to shoot RAW and 4K video at 30 FPS, while the opening can be adjusted between f2.8 and f11, meaning that North Dakota filters are less necessary. Moreover, the Mavic 2 Pro is easily flyable and intuitive to control, despite its impressive combination of capturing cinematic images, while it has a number of smart shooting and flight modes. It also offers some of the most advanced flight and camera technology available today, allowing it to provide advanced pictures, but still available for beginners. This is pretty much the perfect drone for most people, provided you do not need an optical zoom if you can afford. Number 1. The DJI Mavic Air 2 at $699. Mavic Air 2 is the best all-rounder drone for beginners and hobbyists, a dramatic improvement compared to the original Mavic Air. It combines the capacity to capture great 4K 60p videos and a vast number of shotting functions with impressive 34 minutes of flying time, as does a mini version of the Mavic 2 Pro. An ISO sensor that is 1.12 inch higher than the previous one, supports video slow-mo 1080p up to 240 fps. In the meantime, the new Mavic Air 2 controller brings OcuSync 2.0 to a 10 km range, improving the signal's stability in the G-Fly application. This is the perfect sweet point between the most basic DJI Mavic Mini and the pricier Mavic 2 series, with its subject tracking and all the famous QUICKSHOT automated modes.
Thanks for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe. We would really appreciate it if you do.